Hello. All right. Hello. Good evening, and thank you so much for coming out to our spring concert right after spring break. Um, I have to admit, I was a little nervous that no one would come, but this is a wonderful audience, so thank you so much. Give yourself a round of applause for coming. Thank you so much. All right, so this is the spring concert for Westwood Middle School featuring the band program and the orchestra program. For this part of the concert, you are going to hear the fifth and seventh grade orchestras and bands, and it's going to be a fun show, so sit back and enjoy. We're starting off with our fifth grade orchestra. They've been playing since the beginning of the year, so like September when they started, and so you're going to be hearing our work when it comes to playing in tune and moving our fingers, finger dexterity and strength and things like that, as well as the D major scale. So we've been working a lot for that. We also have a couple sixth graders who are joining our fifth grade program this year, but they are going to be moving up to the seventh grade orchestra next year. So I didn't tell them I was going to do this, but I'm going to do it anyway. If you're a sixth grader who started this year, please go ahead and stand up so that the crowd can recognize you. And then the other feature we have is that the second song for her scale march will be conducted by our student teacher, Miss Grace Nelson from Baldwin Wallace University, the Conservatory of Music, which is my alma mater. So we're starting off with Scotland's Burning, which is a very short round. and now the 7th grade orchestra. They've been playing for a couple years now, but they've made remarkable progress, and you're going to hear that evident in their 2 pieces, which is Rustic Warriors, that's going to be conducted by Miss Nelson, and Fiddles on Fire, which is a quick fiddle tune conducted by me.
All right, good evening. This is our fifth grade band. So they are in their first year playing. Tonight, when we did our beginning concert, we kind of did that demonstration of that process up to now. Well, now we're in it, and we're not going to do that demonstration thing because we are playing things that aren't from the book. They're playing actual sheet music and 2 real songs for you tonight. So it just kind of shows, how far they come in a, relatively short amount of time because it's only been since January, which is not that long, if you can believe it. So we're going to start off with our first song, BB's first rock tune, which gets them playing their favorite way, which is loud. And then we're going to play a song called Cardiff Castle, which is a favorite of the band's all the time. Okay, so here we have our 7th grade band. They are in their 2nd year playing. Because we added a grade level last year, they were beginners last year. They're going to play 2 songs for you tonight. One's called Anasazi, and the other one is Battle Creek March. Anasazi is written about native tribes in the Southwest, and Battle Creek March is actually Battle Creek, Michigan. So 2 very different styles, but both pieces the kids enjoy very much. When we're done with these 2 pieces, we ask that you stay in your seats so we can get the kids out of here and back to get their stuff, and then they'll meet you in the lobby afterwards. And then once we're cleared out of the Performing Arts Center, you're free to move to the lobby. Thank you so much for coming out tonight.